Go!
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA, your Valentine's Day edition.
Oh, I wore a red shirt and everything.
Yeah, I'm wearing
Not
all
because
black.
it had the name of my most favorite.
They're no longer around, sir.
Yeah, but they are though.
I'm wearing all
They
black.
changed their
because
name to
I have to
Puffle.
work today in the service industry, and that's what you do. We are here to bring you all your MMA love.
The death of love.
Straight to you from Modesto here in the 209 in California from the SynCal Studios inside SynCal Industries. Home for all your piercing, tattoo, smoking accessories, vinyl sticker. They also got now insits now. I think they're doing a couple raffles recently.
They're selling 2 video games.
We got, there's arcade machines.
One of those games was yours at one time, right?
At one time, yeah. I think they got those up for raffle. I know they got some art up for raffle by some of their really talented artists. So make sure you come and check out SynCal Industries.
Oh, you should, dude. Do you got your Yoda mug? You should.
I don't.
Next
My
week.
wife has it.
Next week we should try to
I
get
can't pry
that.
that from her hands.
You got to show people. It's so badass.
We'll see what we can do.
I don't want to get in trouble though with Disney though.
Yeah. Also, we are brought to you by HealthLabs.com. HealthLabs.com providing you fast, private, and affordable blood work, all for MMA fighters for as low as $79. Order your test, choose one of the 4,500 local accredited labs, and get your results in 24 to 72 hours. It is that easy. There's no appointments needed. There's no insurance. There's no copay. There's no hidden fees. Just fast and affordable blood work for MMA fighters at HealthLabs.com. HealthLabs.com. Let's jump into the news.
Well, wait a second. On the Health Lab issue, we're looking for a local fighter.
We will sponsor a local fighter and pay for your blood work for 1 year.
But we
$79.
are going to document.
You're going to use Health Labs.
Yeah, you're going to use Health Labs, and we're going to document how easy it is for you and
We'll hit
how
up the local
quickly
gyms.
it goes through for you. So,
Nick, you might know somebody for us.
yeah, anybody
Pixels.
who knows anything about anything, get a hold of us.
Get a hold of us. We'll hook
Holla-
you up.
holla
Hook
at
you
us.
up. Let's get into the news here. Nate Diaz taking some legal action, or possibly taking some legal action against the Miami Herald when they published a false story.
Without checking, they didn't check to.
They didn't check facts.
Wow.
There was no fact checker at the Miami Herald.
Media not checking facts. I'm stunned.
We do that.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
We're not a credible source.
No, I make things up.
I make things up.
But
Possibly.
but if it comes out of my mouth and I have a smile, you know I made it up.
Apparently, the Herald produced a story that was on Wednesday that said that Nate Diaz had been arrested in Miami after a domestic violence incident, had been hospitalized after attacking several police officers. He's not Mayhem Miller, guys. Come on.
But on the real, doesn't that sound like a Diaz thing?
It's spread on social media like wildfire, and now his publicist is going after them. Come to find out, the real guy was Michael Albert Nates.
Have you checked and make sure that it's Alfred Michael Nates?
Oh, they've actually, they've gone
Are you
back.
sure?
Yep.
It's
Miami
not
Herald.
Alfred E. Newman?
Miami Herald had pulled the story and has re-updated the new version, correcting it, saying that we are sorry for Nate Diaz, like we did not mean to. But I just love that it's someone at the Miami Herald Nates said it was like, oh, there's an MMA fighter, his name's Nates something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's Nates something. And they're like, oh, Nate Diaz? They're like, yeah, that was him. Yeah, he was arrested today. He was arrested for fighting cops and beating a girl.
But again,
And then they come to find out that Nate has been in Stockton since Super Bowl.
Right.
And hasn't been there for a long time and has had no issues ever with domestic violence in his life. And in no way is this guy even related to him.
No.
So Miami Herald's going to be in a little trouble. They're seeking legal action.
It depends. if there is the Miami Herald, if they're left wing, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen.
We talked about last week that Lovato Jr. was releasing was going to be working with the Bellator organization due to a medical condition he has. He has now released his title, and to make up for this thing, basically what they're saying is that Douglas Lima and Gegard Mousasi will now fight for the vacant middleweight title Saturday, May 9th. Originally, this bout was supposed to have Ryan Bader against the Ryzen champion. They weren't able to make that happen, so they are putting this in. So still 2 belts on the line here, which is very cool. Scott Coker making this announcement. This will be going down in San Jose, May 9th.
You got anybody right now? Right now, you got anybody?
Gegard Mousasi versus Douglas Lima. Yeah, I'm going to take Gegard Mousasi.
And then who you got in the Bader fight?
I still got Bader.
What?
Yeah.
You know me. I'm going with the Russian.
You're going with the Russian.
Is he Russian? Nemkov? I'm guessing.
Vadim Nemkov? I have no idea.
I hope. Maybe he's Czechoslovakian.
I have no idea, but we'll find out. What else we got here? We got.
Did you see the note? Somebody on our YouTube said, dude, you totally butchered that guy's Nurmagomedov's last name. And then they erased it because I think they saw the sign. And they learned that
we butcher all names.
Yeah, on purpose sometimes.
I understand this might be your first time watching this show, and we thank you for coming, and we hope you stick around.
But we're gonna butcher everything.
We pretty much butcher all names.
We don't take none of this seriously.
I've been following the sports. It's probably about UFC 19 was the very first one I saw like happen legitly live,
right?
Pay-per-view. But I still can't pronounce anybody's name.
Yeah.
Nor do I really try because I'm not a real journalist. I'm here to entertain.
You're right. We're fans.
We're big fans.
We're big fans.
And as big fans, we probably should learn how to pronounce names.
He may be an aficionado. He is an encyclopedia.
Sometimes.
He is a mixed martial arts encyclopedia. I'm going to tell you right now, I've only been around, I think, since like 99 or UFC 100.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? I came in late in the game. You know, I was mad. You know, I was pissed off at boxing. I didn't want to no more contact sports other than football. But they got me. I'm here.
Hook.
You know?
Anyway, we have UFC fighter Michel Prazeres has accepted a 2-year sanction for violation of the USADA UFC anti-doping policy after testing positive for exogenous bolderone.
I thought it was going to be Ostarine.
And metabolite 5. Why? That's not even a real thing. What is that? Do you see that? How can you combine a B and an 8 and a 6 with is that a music note? Like, what is that?
It looks like a butterfly.
Anyway, 2 out of competition samples provided March 9th were basically he had failed the test. 2 years. 2 years ineligible. Michel Prazeres.
I'm going to stick a camera right here, and when you bring up stuff like that, I'm going to turn it on so that people can see your screen.
You're like, what is that?
That's going in next week. We're
going to add new. Is that also when we're going to reorganize some things?
I don't. Are we still on that for the 18th? Probably not. I don't know.
I have to look at the calendar.
We got to check it out.
Moving on from there.
Like I said, we don't take this seriously. We talk about a bunch of shit, but it never gets done.
This weekend, we had some judging issues. We will get into that in a little bit of later in the show.
What do you mean later? I've been waiting all week to
we will. That's coming up. We got 2 more stories before that.
Man.
However, Kansas is taking the first steps to try to make some corrections with MMA scoring. The Kansas Athletic Commission is going to be offering live open scoring at MMA events, which means that simply the judges' scorecards will be made public after every round. So everybody at home, everybody in the arena, they'll put them up. And everyone that is fighting, they'll give them to the camp and the coaches and the corner and say, look, this is where you're at. Live open scoring.
I think, like I said, all that's going to do for 5-round fights is that's going to turn in the 4th and 5th. They're going to turn it. We're going to see more
check this out.
10-8s and 10-7s.
We will find out what's going to happen.
So they can bring their guy back around.
Invicta will be in Kansas City, Kansas, March 6th on Fight Pass. An all-women promotion says that they are going to take advantage of this and they are going to try it out. We're going to try to push the sport forward. Shannon Knapp said we're going to try to use this, as she was telling ESPN. Again, I think there's good and bad. I mean, you got guys that'll know, shit, I really got to do something because I'm down on the scorecards. But then you got guys that might be like, I'm up 2 rounds, I'll just coach.
There should be a rule that the fighter doesn't get to know.
Just the coach. So if your coach is like, yeah, you're doing great, or otherwise you're not doing great. They do that anyway without knowing the scores. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say.
So what do you want? You want like a scoreboard up there, and it like shows round 1, round 2.
I mean, think about it.
And you can look up and see that.
Every other sport, you know that. Football, you know the score. Baseball, you know the score. Basketball, you know the score. MMA is the only one where you're like, am I winning?
That's true, because wrestling, you know the score,
Wrestling, you know the score.
Okay, all right.
No other sport.
I came into here today against this.
And now you might be for it.
No.
Not quite.
No, I'm not.
Not quite. Anyway,
Still.
I'm interested to see how this goes. I'm interested to see maybe we can hold some judges accountable. Maybe we can look at scoring. Maybe it'll change the way fighters fight. We won't know until it happens. Again, March 6th, you'll be able to find out if you watch Invicta. That is live on Fight Pass. Make sure you check that out. I'm sure there's going to be some great fights. Another story. Derek Lewis, who fought this weekend, we will get into his results in a moment, has come out and said that he has a life and death medical condition and that it happens to a lot of athletes, even if you're healthy, and it's something that will make you drop of a hat, and I will let everybody know soon. So
the only thing I'm thinking of is maybe a Widowmaker. Maybe have
a weak heart.
Blood pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You're saying that. So this week,
yeah. Like a clot broke loose and it's right there.
maybe next week we'll find out what's going on. But apparently he has a life or death medical situation. Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. That's a little scary. I don't know why do people do that. Hey man, I'm going to make an announcement that I might die really soon. I don't know what it's from, or I do know what it's from, but I can't tell you guys what it's from.
What do you mean? Our own Joey Bueller's well known for making announcements about an announcement.
I'm going to let you guys know that next week I'm going to let you know something.
Love you, Joey. Love you, Joey. Happy Valentines.
Another knockout loss. BJ Penn gets knocked out again. This time, This time by losing control of his truck.
You guys are bringing us bad juju by making fun of this man.
Flipping it in front of a mall in Hilo, Hawaii. Police the Puna Patrol are now investigating BJ Penn for a
That's what they called me and my buddies in high school. We were the Puna
DUI
Patrol
situation. So this is very, very bad. They said it's revealed that speed was certainly a factor in the crash, and he could not have.
Well, you can't roll over going slow.
He has been taken to the hospital, and they will be prompting a DUI investigation. More on that story. BJ Penn, man, what is going on with you?
See, my only response
losses, and reports domestic violence, the street fighting, and now a DUI. Like, bro, what?
I understand that.
Are we gonna have a new concussion movie?
No.
And it's gonna be MMA fighters instead of football players?
No, and what's killing me is all these people are like, why doesn't he do this? Why doesn't he have something to live for? Dude, he's got Penn Fitness. He puts on a lot of...
he's got money.
He puts on a lot of fights for kids and stuff. Bro. He does a lot of stuff in Hilo. I don't know if anybody just doesn't do the research. He's not hurting. The guy's... What kills me is a week ago...
Again,
a week ago, I listened to a group on a podcast talk about, come on, John Jones, just admit it. We're not going to be mad. You party. You fucking party. Just tell us about it. Just tell us, John Jones, that you party. We're behind you. Maybe you're not the best dad. Maybe you're not the best husband, but you're a good dad. You take care of this. But just tell us you party. And then this week we got BJ Penn who wrecks because he partied. They're like, I can't believe he fucking did this. I can't believe he's out partying. It's like, wait a minute. It's okay for John Jones to party and do whatever he does. Just admit it. But BJ Penn is living life on the edge, and everybody's upset with him.
I just want to know, again, is this going to be a new concussion movie? Is this because he's gotten hit in the head and he's lost 7 times recently due to knockouts and all these types of things?
No, I think it's directly because...
Do you think that brain injury has anything to do with any of your actions?
It's the same reason I can't have money and probably you can't have money. You give me $1 million, I'm dead in a pile of cocaine.
I wouldn't go that far for myself, but okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. If you were to give me $1 million, I think I would take out like $300 and then hand the rest to my wife. We just know better. I can't have $1 million.
I'm not allowed to have this.
I can't. I'm not.
UFC 247 happened over to the weekend. Obviously, this is the fights that we're going to be talking about now. UFC was in Houston, Texas. Let's start off with the prelims. They were on ESPN Plus and Fight Pass. You had Youssef Zalal.
What the fuck is Fight Pass?
Fight Pass. And ESPN Plus.
Oh, so it's the
both.
Combination?
UFC Fight Plus.
Fucking Fight Blast.
Fight Plus. Youssef Zalal gets the win over Austin Lingo. Andre Ewell gets the win over Jonathan Martinez. And Journey Newson gets the win over Domingo Pilarte.
And this is the last. Oh, there's 2 more fights where people legitimately won, and then after that, the whole card is bullshit.
Mario Batista gets the win over Miles Johns. Chaos Williams gets the win over Alex Moreno.
Rightfully.
Lauren Murphy gets a win over Andrea KGB Lee with a split decision.
Because some idiot gave a 30-27. I'm guessing the same idiot.
Both judges on one side, it was 29-28 either way, and then the last judge gave it 30-27. This was a night of strange calls indeed by the judges. There was rumors that this judge wasn't even watching the fights. He was looking at the floor.
Yeah.
The Houston Athletic Commission came out and said, Texas Athletic Commission, said, no, he's not looking at the floor. We've installed monitors below cage level that they can watch. And that's what he was looking at. He was watching the fight on the monitors instead of watching the fight in front of him.
Oh, shit. So Joe could be looking at a lawsuit.
No, he's not.
Defamation?
No. He just said it looked to me like he was looking at the floor.
Oh, okay.
And again, yeah, there was a lot of people criticizing the judging that was going on. I've talked to other journalists. I've talked to reporters that cover MMA. I've talked to people that fight in MMA. I've talked to referees, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of them say they've been to local and regional fights where guys miss a round and come in and still are able to do scoring. There's guys that are ordering a hot dog and having a cocktail while they're supposed to be watching a fight. There's guys that are looking over their shoulder talking to someone in the audience while they're supposed to be watching a fight.
They wouldn't even let me as a journalist drink beer ringside. Remember, they got all pissed off.
We had to have soda or water. We weren't allowed to have anything. No alcohol allowed in press row.
I had to go outside to smoke a blunt. That was bullshit.
So there are a lot of things that do happen with judging. I don't know if it's as bad at this high level, but I do believe that we do need to do something about judging. We will talk about that, especially when we get to the main event. Let's move on. Trevin Giles gets the win over James Krause in a split decision. Derek Lewis starts off Black Beast here with his medical condition, starts off the main card, gets the win over Iri Latifi.
And he did not.
Unanimous decision.
He did not win.
A lot of people think that his last-minute flurry in the end of the third round was not enough to win the fight.
No.
For some reason, the judge gave it to him. Dan Ige gets the win over Mirsad Bektik in a split decision. Justin Tafa gets the win over Juan Adams with a TKO in round one. Juan Adams has subsequently been let go from the UFC
Right.
now.
Tafa was working hard, though. I mean,
He was, man. Valentino Shevchenko gets the win over Caitlin Chukagian with elbows and punches in round 3 and just proves her utter dominance again at flyweight.
I really feel like in the first and second, she was just like beating her up.
Yeah.
I think she could have finished her
range, but the spin kicks and the stuff that was coming off that you just didn't see. There was like no...
The one spin kick where she landed it perfectly.
Right on the face?
The flat of her foot right across her face.
You just heard it?
It felt like don't mess with Zohan. Yeah. Was that your foot?
Was that your foot? What just happened? Valentina, man, absolutely dominant at flyweight. People are asking, where does she go from here?
She's the beastess.
She has already said that she would like to fight Jojo Calderwood, Roxanne Modafferi, or Jennifer Maia. All at the top of the division, and she said either one of those girls deserves it, and she's ready to take on.
But she'll never beat Nunes.
That's a different weight class, sir. We're not talking
now
about
it
that.
is. Now it
We're
is.
not talking about that. That's a different weight class.
I know.
She don't fight a flyweight. Moving on from there, your main event and the most talked about fight of the weekend. You have John Jones winning a unanimous decision over Dominic Reyes. The scorecard read 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46. That last score was the one that is most talked about, and that last score is coming from Judge Joe Soleas. This was put on Twitter really quickly. We had Dominic Cruz and Joe Rogan both call out that judge. A lot of people don't understand how you give John Jones...
Subsequently, he got his windows rocked out and his tires knifed.
I don't know if that's true, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I saw a picture. I don't know if it was real, but...
he gave all 4 rounds to John Jones. He only gave 1 round to Reyes. He gave the first round to Reyes and everything else to John Jones. That is something that I personally don't believe
he's
in.
a boxing judge.
He has done some MMA.
Has he?
Yeah.
But I mean, more so, he's a boxing judge, right?
I believe so, yeah. Again, there were a lot of things that were going on this card.
I mean, when I camped out of his house, outside his house, it looked like he was a boxing judge.
You look at Twitter and some of the professional fighters out there, Daniel Cormier, and I agree with this. Not a robbery. It was definitely a close fight and could have gone either way, either a 3-1 or 2-2 going into the 5th.
Right.
However, 3-2 was what I saw, and that's exactly what I saw. I saw... First 3 rounds were Reyes. Last 2 rounds were definitely John Jones.
And I agree with people when they say, was it enough to take somebody's belt?
Right.
Okay, I'm in there.
We have the old adage, you got to beat the champ to be the champ. Right? And I understand you need to be doing something. Number 1, and I've said this for a while, I don't understand why challengers don't seem to be training for 5 rounds. I've seen now 3 guys go up against John Jones, and in the 4th and 5th round, they look lost, out of breath, and not knowing what's going on, and it's like they just
Why are you going to talk about McGregor like that?
I said against John Jones.
No, I'm just saying.
But I don't understand. It seems like, obviously John Jones trains for 5 rounds. GSP used to notoriously train for more than 5 rounds.
Okay,
the Diaz brothers train for more than 5 rounds. You have guys that have conditioning that at the beginning of the fight, they look just the same at the end of the fight. Even if they were in the fight and got beat up, they still look like they could go another round. Whether they win those rounds is beyond the point. I'm talking conditioning. it looked like Reyes' conditioning did start to falter in the 4th and 5th.
Right, but if you go back and you look at and you talk about training with John Jones when he was younger, the Diaz brothers, and they don't train for rounds per se.
Right.
They for hours.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. That's what needs to be done.
What I mean?
It needs to be a constant thing, not just, all right, we're going to do 1 round, we're going to do 2 rounds, we're going to do 4 rounds, we're going to do 5 rounds.
Yeah, like we've heard of John Jones having to fight, 5 or 6 guys in an hour?
Yeah.
And they just keep giving him a fresh guy, a fresh guy.
And that's what builds your conditioning.
And we know the Diaz brothers train like that.
Yep. I would like to see more fighters start to train that way.
Local guys, Shamrock, they train like that, where they would kill each other.
Just so that they'll be able to last the rounds. I believe, in my opinion, and if you look at the fight stats, and I understand...
He would opine. He would.
Some of it, you got... significant strikes. And this was shown on the broadcast, too, that Dominic Reyes in the first 3 rounds had more significant strikes overall.
Right.
Overall, he had more significant strikes than John Jones. John Jones turned it up in rounds 4 and 5. Where John Jones recently said on his Twitter, he recently said, he only outstruck me by 12 shots.
That's like quietly shushing me.
I scored takedowns. I was the aggressor. I controlled. I had more significant strikes landed. That's where the stats, if you look at him, he did percentage-wise.
Right.
He had more significant strikes landed. He had 62% of his shots were landed in the first round, whereas Dominic Reyes only had 38. Dominic Reyes threw more. He threw 23, whereas John Jones only threw 17.
Here's my argument about the throne.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Dominic Reyes' style is kind of like the Diaz brothers, where it may look as though he's trying to throw something, but it's actually ranging.
Trying to test range.
You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
So, I mean, how many of those, like, let's say in the first round, they're saying he attempted 59. How many of the 59 is he ranging? And they put it down as an attempt.
Right. Other pros, I mean, you have Sadiq Youssef said I was surprised, but it was a close fight. The 49-46 is a little weird, which that's what a lot of people were balking at, was that last score was the 49-46. There's no way, I don't see how anybody could give all 4 rounds to Jones and only 1 to Reyes.
If you weren't watching the fight.
If it was 2-2, I could understand. I gave the first 3 to Reyes and definite the 4 and 5 to Jones, and I could understand the argument for round 3 being to Jones is where he started to turn it up. I could understand it. So I could give 3-2 overall, but a 4-1 is just absurd to a lot of people. Diego Sanchez, former John Jones training partner and teammate, says, motherfucking robbery, Dom won the fight.
Right.
Tatiana Suarez says 49-46. What were they watching?
Right.
Corey Anderson, I do not agree with the scoring, but I know it could have gone either way.
Oh shit, Big Nipples got involved.
Volkanovski said, he had to have it. Dom 3-2. He didn't understand. A lot of it. Boo, says Tito Ortiz. What performance for some other? A lot of people had it 3-2. It was just thing. I don't think it was a robbery. I just do think it was a close fight. However, the 4-1 is a little bit surprising.
And again, see, that's where I'm in on adding 2 more judges. That way one guy can't make this
Dana
big a
White
difference.
says he believes Dominic won. He says the scoring was all over the map going to the last round. I had it 3-1.
Well, because he's tired of having Jones because Jones isn't marketable.
Even my kids started terrorizing me, saying that there was a fix. How could you let this happen? He won that fight. People have been reaching out to me all day and nonstop. It's not like it was a landslide or a robbery, but still, it was all over the place. He says, we're not judges. None of us are. They called the fight, and I guess that's that. That's where we're at. Dana White has already been a proponent of changing up the judges. Dominic Cruz and Joe Rogan on the broadcast were obviously just completely bashing the judges.
They were against the judges, but they were all over John's nuts.
I don't know about that.
Watch John walking him down. John's walking him down. Fucking not till the 4th or 5th.
If you look at, let's talk about the unified rules in MMA. And John Jones, again, he talked about, I had the takedowns. I had all takedowns. One
legit takedown that you did anything with.
We have takedowns, yes, but I do believe, again, some of these judges need to go back and read the unified rules where it says that, let's see, legal blows that have an immediate or cumulative impact with the potential to contribute towards the end of a match with the immediate weighing more heavily than cumulative. Meaning, knockout punches, when you wobble a guy or when you knock him down, big damage should score higher than just random punches.
Right.
Okay? It then says, successful execution of takedowns, submission attempts, reversals, and the achievement of advantageous positions that produce immediate or cumulative impact with the potential to contribute to the end of the fight, with immediate weighing heavier than cumulative. It should be noted that a successful takedown is not merely a changing of position, but an establishment of an attack from the use of the takedown.
Right.
This is something that judges need to go back and read and understand.
Right.
If you take a guy down and he pops right back up, it's not really much of a takedown.
Or he lets you take him down because he's putting you into position.
If you pull down, yeah. If you
Right.
pull down, but they have to understand, a takedown that you pop immediately up from is not much of a takedown. Yes, you attempted a takedown. I'll give you a half.
I would
point.
give the other guy more points because he defended a takedown.
I would too. I think that's stronger. Now, if you get the guy to the ground and you immediately go to a submission, or you immediately move position and now you're in side control,
Or you hold him there.
or you're holding him there for a length of time, the takedown has been successful. That is when you need to make sure you're scoring. It's really crazy the way that the scoring. I think, again, there's been a lot of calls for we need former fighters to be judges.
I still don't think you're still going to have that one guy.
This guy, it's not like this guy, what's his name, one more time, Joe Salias, looking into his background, he's been in martial arts for at least, I think they said 20 years, not just boxing, but other martial arts, karate and this and that. So it's not like he's just brand new.
Right.
But I do believe there needs to be
Or even a notes
sort
on
of-
the side explaining why they gave that scoring for that round.
But you're going to get... It's the same thing with these jackasses that are doing the rankings for the UFC that don't want to explain themselves to why they chose so-and-so over so-and-so.
Right.
And they get mad at you and block you on Twitter, Angry Marks, because you have a point and they don't want to listen to it. They just feel attacked. I mean, I get it.
But that's like I said, that goes back to my pet peeve about people feeling attacked by facts. It's not an attack. It's not an attack when we say facts and we print facts or we say something to you that's factual. That's not attacking you. That's just saying this is how it is. How do you rebut that? And your rebuttal is quit attacking me. No. Respond to the facts.
I'm also okay with, I think that's part of this show. It's why we are Split Decision, is we have different opinions on things.
Yeah, we don't agree.
We will discuss it and try to persuade the other person and see,
Right. And even when we do agree, we flip a coin to who's going to play the other part.
But with judging, I do think there needs to be something to be done. I do think they need to go back and read the unified rules. I think we need to have something. Something needs to be done. Whether it's more training, more understanding.
Someday.
Some more training, more understanding, more definitive guide for these guys. I mean, the UFC is handing out definitive guides to how you're supposed to rank fighters.
I still think the front row should have clickers.
They could be doing the same thing with judging and explain to them how they're supposed to be judging, at least somewhat. But yeah, Dominic Reyes loses this fight. There's talk of an immediate rematch. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, that's what Jones whispered in his ear, right? He said our rematch is gonna be epic.
There's rumors that that's what was said. I haven't heard anything until we get the audio from that. You're not going to know.
Right.
I do think Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, these guys have shown that John Jones is getting to the point where he is beatable.
But again, are they beating Jones or is time finally beating Jones?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's just like Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, there was nobody beating her. You start giving time, the division's going to sort itself out. People are going to rise to the occasion.
She's different because we knew that she wanted to leave, and she stayed 4 fights longer than she wanted to.
But still, people are going to start rising to that occasion, and they're
Jones is not trying to leave, despite these rumors about him going to WWE and some other bullshit. Anywhere. I'm just saying.
So yeah, that is your fights for the weekend. We do have a fight going on tomorrow. This is UFC Fight Night 167, UFC on ESPN Plus 25, UFC Fight Night Anderson versus Blachowicz 2, UFC Rio Rancho.
Rio Rancho?
Or UFC New Mexico. I don't know which hashtag they're using right now.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'll find out when I put the show
This
out.
will be on ESPN
Since we don't go live anymore because Facebook is fucked up.
We got to figure that out. Maybe we hit up that digital marketing guy, Nando.
Yeah.
He'll help us out.
What's up?
So this is all on ESPN Plus. Remember that app that you signed up for the year to watch the McGregor fight? Guess what? This whole year, you get to pay attention to this show so you know what you're talking about with your friends, and you get to watch the fights. when you want to.
What'd you
on
get the year
ESPN
for?
Plus.
$70?
Yeah,
$70 for the
something
year?
Like that. It's not much. Mark De La Rosa going up against Julian Palva. You got Macy Chiasen going up against Shanna Young. JC Kenya going against Marab Devasheli. Devin Clark against Daquan Townsend. Jim Miller against Scott Holtzman. John Dodson against Nathaniel Wood.
Dodson's still doing it, huh?
Tim Means
I thought he
against
would
Daniel
be in China by now.
Rodriguez. Over to the main card, still on ESPN Plus. Lando Venata against Yancy Mandreos. Rogerio Bonartin against Ray Borg. Brock Weaver against Kazul Vargas. Montana De La Rosa against Mario Romero Barrella.
4 names against 3.
Diego Sanchez going up against Michael Pereira. And
Yes!
your rematch, you have Corey Anderson against Jan Blachowicz.
Who you got in that one? I'm taking Jan. JB.
I got Anderson.
Yeah?
I like that kid, man.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
do
doing
too.
well.
But I'm taking John just because he's going to be the guy. He's the gatekeeper. It's like, you're not going past me. You're not going past me.
All right.
I'm never going to be champ, but you're not going past me.
Oh, all right.
You know, the old Cerrone.
Yeah, we're just going to call it in.
Yeah.
That is your week of MMA news. That is your week of fights coming to you here from the SinCal studios inside SinCal Industries. Split Decision is brought to you by HealthLabs.com. HealthLabs.com, providing you fast, affordable blood work for MMA fighters for as low as $79.
And again, if you're a local fighter, we're looking.
Hit us up.
We're going to sponsor. We will pay for your medical just to see how it gets done.
See how you get going. And of course, Dependable Solutions. Innovate the future of your business. If you are taking credit card for your business, make sure you hit up Dependable Solutions and see if they can save you some money. I've heard it's up to 75%.
Yep.
Pretty big numbers there. And of course, always Walkie Craft. Get yourself a man card at Walkie Craft. That's it. That's your week of the fights, right?
My MMA news.
Night.
Always check out my MMA news.
We love you. I don't know if this
especially for their hot
I don't know if
sauces.
this is I don't know if this is copywritten from what was it? Yamasaki.
Yamasaki.
Copyright that?
Mitsubishi.